Hello, people of grace. For our Pastoral Connect this week, we're looking at one verse from Ecclesiastes, Ecclesiastes chapter 6, verse 9, which says, "Better is the sight of the eyes than the wandering appetite. This also is vanity and a chasing after the wind." So the wandering appetite is that kind of undefined longing that we just feel like we're missing something. And we search for something to fixate that desire on, and then believe if we can achieve it, then we'll be satisfied. But that's a fairly simple statement, but it's actually got a lot of depth to it, Ecclesiastes chapter 6, verse 9. And there's a couple different ways you can go with it. First is just, it's better to have a concrete goal, something measurable, actionable, achievable, than just this aimless hunger. So better is the sight of the eye, you're actually fixed on something, than just this kind of wandering angst or lack of fulfillment. But as Ecclesiastes points out, that anything in this world that your eye fixates on doesn't end up satisfying either. So the whole thing becomes vanity and striving after the wind. So yes, better to make your goal concrete, measurable, actionable, achievable, a SMART goal, to use that acronym. But that's one thing. But number two, the concrete seen goal still does not satisfy the eye. And so we end up with really what John says in 1 John, that you have this lust of the flesh and then this lust of the eye. So you have this aimless desire, this lust or desire, and then you see something, lust of the eyes, or you see something and the desire gets awakened, and the pride of life, or the boasting of what we accumulate through what is ultimately this vain pursuit. That's when it ends badly. And that's what I focused on in the sermon last Sunday for this verse. But there is also an upside to it. When Solomon talks about the sight of the eyes, and there is a way that can be good, and even has the idea of having a vision, something that goes beyond this world, a sight from God. And that really is the path to redemption, because when we lose that vision, something that goes beyond this world, that really is a revelation from God, then we are left with this wandering up and down and to and fro throughout the earth. And that's also what Satan does. That's what an unclean spirit does. This kind of wandering appetite and hunger, seeking something to devour, something to fulfill, but nothing gives rest. And so Ecclesiastes 6:9, when taken in its highest, noblest sense, is better the vision from God and accepting that nothing in this world can satisfy. In other words, C.S. Lewis was correct. If I find in myself a desire that nothing in this world can satisfy, then that suggests that I was made for another world. That's a vision. So, God, be thou my vision. As Jesus said, when your eye is single, your whole body is full of light. When you are looking to heaven, then you're actually able, through your eyes, to see signs of its beauty everywhere. The vision is better than the earthly means by which it came. In other words, the Holy Spirit is even more beautiful than the wind that blows and refreshes. The birth of a soul, being born again, is even more beautiful than the birth of a baby. Jesus lifted up on the cross is an even greater deliverance than that serpent lifted up in the wilderness. In other words, Ecclesiastes 6:9, in its noblest sense, is what Jesus is trying to communicate to Nicodemus in John 3, when he ends up saying, "For God so loved the world that he gave his Son." The vision, the Spirit, is better than the earthly means by which that same vision comes. The unseen is more real than the seen. And when we find that nothing in this world satisfies, that promise is an encouraging thought. Be encouraged Keep your eye single. Hang on to the vision. Better is the vision that God gives us, looking at our world through that lens, than the wandering of an appetite when nothing in this world can satisfy it. Have a blessed day.